Hi guys, welcome to another Elder Scrolls Online video. Today I'm going to be talking about 15 things we, being you and I as the fans, want from the Elder Scrolls Online. Number 1, we want endgame content. I know it's going to take a while to reach level 50, but once I'm there, I don't want to find myself being bored and have nothing to do. I want to be able to rely on dungeons, PvP, and random things that go on in the world to happen. I don't want to just be bored when I hit level 50 and basically rely on making ults. Number 2, I want world-changing events. This is similar to the dynamic event system, but I want to be able to rely on random things that happen in the world for me to just be able to step in as a player and get involved. So say, for example, a city's under attack. I want to be able to go to that city and save the people or whatever, and then get some sort of reward for it. That means that the game's going to play out a lot less linear, and it's just going to be a lot funner just to explore. So number 3, I really want an updated combat system. I'm not saying that the Skyrim combat system wasn't good. I just felt as though it was a little bit clunky and sometimes the FPS just didn't look too right. So if they just sort of updated it, made it look a little bit more smooth and obviously added different weapons and such, it would just feel really good, and added all these new different skills to use, it would be really awesome. And then if they added these sort of combo fields, which means you could, you and your teammate could basically help each other by using different combo fields to heal or add more damage to the enemy or whatever, just so that you get a sense of teamwork, unlike in other MMOs where one person's a healer, one person's a tank, and the other person's a DPS. So number 4, I want NPCs to actually interact more with players. This happens a lot in Skyrim, which I love, but this doesn't often happen in MMOs. So because this is an MMO, you want to feel that the NPCs have a more direct sort of approach to players. So they might go up to players and bribe them, like you might see in Skyrim, or maybe they might say, can you, hold my key while I, hide or run away, just so that players have more interaction with the actual NPCs, which would make for a lot funner, more realistic sort of experience. And it just means you could sort of immerse yourself a lot easier. Maybe you could even get married or buy a house, which is, I suppose, a different topic, but marry an NPC or just have something more to do with NPCs rather than just going up to them, maybe getting a quest from them or buying from them, but also to go that step further and actually have more to do with them. So number 5, I want them to keep it Elder Scrollsy. That might sound a bit weird, but this is a different studio working on it, as most of you know. Bethesda are actually giving it to ZeniMax. Basically, they've given them the idea. Now it's ZeniMax who are actually making the game. I want them to keep it similar to what we've seen before. I love Elder Scrolls games, so I want them to keep it feeling similar and add that sort of nostalgia that we're used to from the Elder Scrolls games. So maybe, make it just feel similar to what we're used to. Now, this doesn't mean too similar, just keep it Elder Scrollsy. So things like, the freedom that we expect from Elder Scrolls games, just being able to run off anywhere and see something happening and join in, or that exploration that, a lot of MMOs lack these days, where you can just basically go wherever you want, where I can see, I can go, basically, that sort of thing, because I love that sort of thing. If you can see a mountain in the distance, I want you to be able to somehow go there, explore basically every part of the map possible, instead of making it a bit sort of dud where you only need to go to the areas that you need to go to. I want them to reward you for exploring. Number 6, and this is what I was just talking about, puzzles. I want them to bring back puzzles from other Elder Scrolls games. Now, this could even be jumping puzzles, like something that we saw in Guild Wars 2. It could be little puzzles like, trying to work out what to do to open a door in a dungeon or whatever, but just as long as they make it a little bit challenging and make you have to think a little bit, unlike in a lot of MMOs where you can just go through and do the same old sort of thing. I want them to make it different and really broaden what we're used to seeing as MMO players. So number 7, I want to have good-looking armor and good-looking weapons and good-looking mounts. I know that's obvious, but MMOs do often fall short of actually making the stuff look good on your character. Often armor might sort of go through your skin, or it might, little things like this. Attention to detail sometimes really matters in an MMO, and I just want to make them look, I just want armor and mounts and weapons just to look badass. I know they'll do it, and I know it's easy for them to do it, but I want them to customize it on each different race so that each race looks different in different pieces of armor and things like that. I also want them to bring back transmutation stones from Guild Wars 2. They didn't have that in any other Elder Scrolls game, so I don't mean bring back, but I want them to add that so that you can make your character look how you want him to look. So you can, put different armor skins on your armor to make him look like a badass. So number 8, to sort of back up what I was saying, I want lots of customization, visually, so like your hairstyle and all that sort of stuff. And I just want each character to look unique. I don't want, a whole bunch of elves that look the exact same and you can't actually tell them apart. I want you to be able to see that each different person has chosen a different sort of customization. So they did speak that they were going to add a lot of customization. I just hope they stay true to their word. So at number 9, I really want lots of abilities and skills. A lot of MMOs fall short, once again, in either having too many or too little. I want you to be able to have a big variety of different ones to choose from. They did say that they're restricting you to a certain amount on your hotbar, or I don't even know if there's a hotbar because there's not too much heads-up display. But I don't want you to have, too many skills, but I don't want you to have too little. I want you to have enough to choose from and for you to be able to make your character have whatever skills you want him to have. At number 10, I don't want faction locked zones. I want you to be able to go into other faction areas and sort of, venture into there. Obviously, they can add different sort of things to make this interesting, but I really want them to make you able to explore everywhere you can see, even different zones of different factions. Sure, you can maybe get killed in those factions, in those zones, but at least you can go there. Number 11, I don't want specific healers. I want each class to have some healing extent, but obviously some more than others, but I don't want there to be a specific healer that has to heal and can only basically heal. I want classes to be able to spec to healing, but no class that has to heal. That means players could choose between how they want to play, regardless of what class they are. So number 12, I just want to be able to make the character that I want. So this comes down to personal story and things like that, but it also comes down to like the class I choose. So for example, say I make a mage, I don't want to have to be the guy that sits back and just casts heaps of things and just puts a whole bunch of damage onto the enemy. I want to be able to, if I want to, equip a two-handed axe and still be, a useful person. I want to be able to join heaps of different guilds, not as in player guilds, but sort of, NPC guilds and things like that. I want to be able to join the Dark Brotherhood if I want. I just want to be able to make the character that I want. So number 13, I want PvP and personal story to have a lot of depth and a lot of replay value. Personal story in other games hasn't been done too greatly. Guild Wars 2 is another good example, but I want you to be able to play through your personal story in different ways and make different choices. And for PvP, I want it to be very replayable so that you can do different things every time and you can experience PvP in a different way every time. So number 14, and probably most importantly for a lot of you guys out there, no subscription fee. Now, I don't mind paying every so often for expansions, every year for expansions. I don't mind that at all, but paying every month, $15 or something, I'm not a fan of. I'm happy to do microtransactions and buy expansions and, support the company in whatever way possible, but I think a subscription fee would just be stupid and it would attract fewer people to the game, so I definitely want them to, attract a lot of old Elder Scrolls fans, a lot of Skyrim and Morrowind and Oblivion fans to the game. I don't want it just to be this new sort of game which attracts only the specific MMO fans into the game. Lastly, but not least, I want ZeniMax to listen to the fans. I want them, obviously the betas are coming up, and I want them to listen to what we have to say about it and let us give them advice and things like that, and just listen to what the fans want, because obviously the fans are the main part of their game. That's what's going to be striving their MMO. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you want to see in the Elder Scrolls Online. There's plenty of things that I didn't mention in this video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later.